that you had, as usual, a very wonderful weekend. And I do hope that everything is going okay, despite the problems that we have, obviously, as you're all aware, with the pandemic and so on. What have I got in today's program? It's a wonderful program. And it's one of the unique ones in the sense that we've never crossed over to Tanzania. Tanzania has always been one area that we have always jumped, because we always go to areas where we have always had problems, especially as far as Africa is concerned. Now, what legacy does Tanzania's late President Magufuli leaves behind for his country and for Africa as a whole? And you've been aware of who Magufuli was and what he did in Tanzania. It's almost 2 weeks now since the Tanzanian President Pombe Joseph Magufuli died of heart failure in Salaam. He was the country's 5th president and perhaps more popular than the country's 1st president, Mwalimu Nyerere. They will challenge me on this, I know. Professor Lumumba, a well-known Kenyan Pan African, called him a rare breed of African leaders that comes once in a century. Is this true? The question is, who was Magufuli and what made him popular, not just in Tanzania, but Africa as a whole? That is one of the many questions we shall try and answer in today's program. My guest today is a well-known Tanzanian journalist who once worked as a photographer for the former First Lady, Mrs Kikwete. Mr. Ali Mohideen.
Yes.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Yeah. It is a question.
Yeah.
We'll try and answer that. We'll try and answer that when we go, or when we finish this small ad.
Man that will tell you that he's the only one that loves you and nobody else loves you, that is a red flag. That is a red flag, because nobody can love you more than your parents.
He's wearing it, alright, that means, oh yeah, well, he does that.
Yeah.
You're judging me before you know me, and that's unfair in the youth.
We should focus on happiness at the end of the day. You should do what makes you happy rather than what will make someone else happy.
Man that will tell you that he's the only one that loves you and nobody else loves you, that is a red flag. That is a red flag, because
at World Remit, we understand what the journey is about. How it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Mandela was in prison. When he was released, everybody thought South Africa was going to go to war.
Africa and Africans have been through a colossal destruction.
That's what happened. Now here, this is PDP.
Let me throw some light on this.
No.
He said, okay, there's an issue in Somalia, and Museveni said, look, if you can't pay for the army, we'll go to Somalia. You can't.
Sudan never succeed to quill us into slavery. It never. Over Arabization.
The Ghana Union UK, in partnership with the Ghana Nurses Association UK, the Western Region Association of Nurses UK, and the Nightingale Nurses Association.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Now, obviously, the key thing is we've all heard of who Magufuli was, what he did, what kind of a person he was, and so on and so forth. But we haven't heard this from a real Tanzanian who's lived under Magufuli's government, who's been in Tanzania. We've heard this from people outside Tanzania. Who was the real Magufuli, and how did he rise to reach where he is?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me in this program and to talk about Magufuli. And as a Tanzanian, we are very sad to hear the news of Magufuli passed away. But as long as we know exactly, as a government, it has to move on and has to fulfill the duties.
Okay.
So on. Magufuli. Magufuli was a very good leader, and he worked so hard to make sure, like, poor people, they improve their lives.
Yeah, but the thing is the biggest problems, that the biggest issues that we all observe as non-Tanzanians, we could hear the vocals of him being actually, to a certain extent, people were even calling him a dictator. But I mean, he's a bulldozer. He changed the entire state of, say, for example, the civil service in the country. He dealt with the Chinese. We've been getting news all about his hard work, and they say, who is really pushing this man? And where does he get the vigor, to almost raise to be more popular than the Mwalimu? I couldn't believe this.
I wouldn't say he was raised to become more than Mwalimu. But what he has done a good job. All I know, it means he was elected in 1995, a member of the parliament. And after that, when the former President Benjamin Mkapa, he came over, he appointed him as a Minister of Work. Since that time, he worked so hard, and he was known as a bulldozer because of his work. Because he has to make sure he's doing his job, and everyone else, they're doing the same thing. And that's the point is, in Africa, most of people, they are too lazy to do their job. Certain things, like in the government sector, you go to work, people, they don't appear there in the morning. Okay, when you go there, you don't find the manager. You ask the manager where he is, he say, will come till the time is not. It's not turn up. And that's the problem is. So what he did when he took over 2015, he had to make sure everyone who's supposed to be at work, they have to
was working.
Was working, and they will fulfill their duties. And that's the thing is. So most of people, they scared, because it means, like, if you don't go to work or if you don't turn up, and Magufuli, if you appear in your office and you're not there, you're fired. And that's the thing is. So that's the first thing he did. And a second thing, he fight for corruption. As African, we know exactly corruption.
What corruption is
very, very, very hard. And most of people, it means, like, they're looking about themselves. They don't look about poor people. So what Magufuli did, he always care about poor people. So he want them, it means, to get what they're supposed to get.
Was it something to do with his past? He grew up a poor man. He saw what was going on over the years. And poverty pushed him, in other words, to be an achiever. So we're right to say, because of poverty, because of who he was, there was that area of being fearless. That's what pushed him.
All right. Yes, that's right. Because it means, like, if you never be poor, you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what it means, yeah.
Yeah, what people suffering. And that's why he was the poor, and he know exactly what people suffer. And he know exactly, as a president, he can change all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And to change all of that, he need to work hard.
Of course, of course.
Okay, so what he did, he looked into a key sector, which sector can bring more money to the government, and that money can help poor people.
Yeah.
So he started with the mining.
Yeah.
Okay, and when he came over, he took over. It means he fired the
ministers.
Yes,
they were not doing a good job.
They are not doing their job properly.
Yeah.
So he looked into that. It means like there are people suffering, and we have all of this resource. Why we don't use it in the proper way?
And
you know,
got the money.
Yeah. So it means like he tried to see like where I can find, you know, because if you're in a government, it means like you need to look about yourself, look at your resource, where you're gonna find the money, where you're gonna get the money.
Exactly.
And this is what he did. So that's the point, a good point. Like he started.
Yeah, but one other thing is the fact that competition, people challenging him. This is one area that we are looking at. So if the president is doing this, and then he gets the top people who would want to continue with the kind of life that they are leading, this is where most of Africa is facing a problem. The President Buhari in Nigeria was trying to change something, but because the top people who have supported him, who are in his cabinet and everywhere, are challenging him, he couldn't do anything. But Magufuli seemed never to have, either did he kill off the challenges, it was that nobody's there to challenge him. But
no, of course.
He didn't do that.
No, of course there is no clear road, okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, when you walk, you will find the corner, you will find this, you will find this.
The corners are always there.
Always is there.
Yeah.
But Magufuli, he didn't look about that.
Yeah.
He say, I took a promise to make sure poor people, they improve their lives.
Could it be because he put things in a public domain? Because the newspapers everywhere, you worked in the media, you know. So if something is in the media, so there's the threat, everybody will back off. But if he had used the underground, things wouldn't have worked.
What it is, it means like we can't say anything about the background or working in the background. There's no way a president can work as a background. Always when he works, people, they can see his work. And this is what happened. But the thing is, when he came over, people, they are threatening about his work because you can't point a finger on someone who's doing his job.
Yeah, no, you can't. You definitely can't do that.
So it means like you can see his job. When he appointed, he did this, he did this, he done that, he done that, and that's so, you know, where you want to find a point. As a human being, it means like you can have your weakness, but it means is that it's not the point to people they have to pin on it. You know, they don't have to pin on it. So it means like, for people to say something, it means they can say
exactly.
As long as the government improving poor people, improving people's
welfare and so on.
It's
fine.
Now
you've been with the President Kikwete. You worked with his wife, and you've seen Kikwete's government. Now you're seeing Magufuli's government. So you can balance the two and see what did Kikwete do, which wasn't. Which couldn't make him more popular the way Magufuli did. Was he afraid?
No,
what was it?
No, it's not about what Kikwete didn't do or what Magufuli did. They're all at the same road. At the same party. If it was a different party, I can understand that. He came over, he changed things. But as a party, CCM, they have a plan, a long-term plan. You know, they've been in the country since 1994. So they know exactly what they want to do, what they want to achieve. So all those achievements, it's not like they come up like this. It means they are planning. So about these 5 years or these 10 years, what we're supposed to do. And that plan, it means someone who came on, he has to fulfill that. But it means other party or other leader who came over, who take over, it means he could do something different. But most of them, they follow the same rule. Okay, that's what happened.
Okay, now the biggest problem that he faced, and maybe the Tanzanians, I don't know whether they'll support this or not, the whole issue of denying COVID-19's existence was a major issue to the outside world and especially to the Western world. The fact that he totally denied that the COVID-19 existed, and the fact that he did a lot of tests somewhere and things didn't go the way, and the Western world has always pushed that. And they said, why did he deny that? To the extent now that they're telling us that it could have been COVID-19 that killed him and not the heart attack.
Well, you know, in a third world country, it's very hard to tell people things has happened.
Yeah.
Because it means we are very poor.
Yeah.
And the poor people, we depend on each other.
Mm-hmm.
It means when you follow that COVID-19 routine, it means like no one will allow it to go outside.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So as a government, you're thinking like if it's no one allow it to go outside or doing anything, it means what happened to my economy?
Exactly.
You understand? So economy will die.
Yeah.
And then as a president, he has to figure out the way he could fulfill and tell people or find a way, easy way, you know, to balance in between.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, because it means like if I tell them like there is a COVID-19, everyone has to stay at home.
Yeah.
Now in here, it's been a year. So what happened to the economy? You see, as a poor, it means like I need to go to, you know, I need to go at the market. I can't go to the market because the way market is, it's very hard. I can't get in the bus. You know, in the bus, it means that there's no, like in here, we have a distance. In there, they can't.
They don't, There's
no distance in between.
Yeah.
So that's very hard. So it means like he was waiting the way, it means he could tell people or he could, you know, find the way, easy way for his people. But at that time, he couldn't.
He couldn't. So it was a pretty difficult. Yeah.
Very difficult, yes.
It's what about the other challenges of the other opposition leaders? Maybe this is because people like Sheikh Sharif Mohammed of Zanzibar, Tunde Lissu, who's very popular now with the Western world, and of course Freeman Mbowe. These people, you know, they come up with the Chairman Pinduzi is finished now. They lost elections and so on. This is something that oppositions are looking at. And as far as we know, especially we from Uganda and other parts of Africa, Tanzania never had any challenges. Mwalimu never had any challenges. But suddenly the challenges are coming up in this, you know, so it's becoming more like, I don't know. Is there changes that are coming that we outsiders should watch out for? Because at least Tanzania was one of those areas we thought was so peaceful and on its path. It doesn't have anybody challenging it.
No, as you say, Tunde Lissu, Maalim Sefu, which he died a few months ago. But all of them,
he died a few months ago.
All of them, they challenge the government because it means in the government, when you are there, people they are looking for your weakness. And on that weakness, they pick up and they pin the point.
But
this is we can improve it. But it means like in which way?
Yeah, exactly. How are you going to improve that?
It means like what I say, as a CCM party, they had a long plan, and which is it means they make them successful. What the plan it means they have to make sure like they fulfill that plan and everything will be fine.
The 10-year development plans.
Yes, of course, because it means like if you become a leader of the party, it means you will have a 10 years to run. And after that, someone else comes in, and then, you know, look at this way. Before Magufuli was appointed, it was misunderstanding between Magufuli, Membe, and that. So it means like at that time, opposition, they had they pin the point. They say this party already corrupt. Okay, they can't find a leader, and most of their leader there have issues.
Okay.
So it means like this time you don't need it to choose them. Choose us. We can make a difference.
Because the other ones were divided.
So and that's the point. It means like CCM party they realize like we are in trouble. We have to pick someone who never been in the corruption issues. No scandal. This is why they choose Magufuli. He didn't have any scandal at that time.
He never had. He never had any scandals.
So that time it means it was very good to choose Magufuli. If they choose someone else, it means it will be difficult for them to win.
Oh yeah.
Even Magufuli, he was struggling because he won only 54%.
Oh yeah.
You see,
he did.
In the first term, he won
did.
only 54.
Yeah,
so think about 54. It means if it was someone else, it means you might be not able to get that point.
Yeah.
So after that, he won 82%, nearly 82% to 84%.
Yeah, for his second term.
Second term. Because people, they trust him. They know exactly his
They saw what he could do.
What he could do and what he could achieve.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah. Okay, it's quite interesting because when you hear this from people from Tanzania, I'm trying to see how I can get an outsider to be part of this conversation because it's been quite a while and we really need to. I don't know whether he's here on. Ayub, are you with us? We are trying to get Ayub on. To see whether he can contribute to this debate as well. Yeah,
no problem.
Yeah, Ayub, are you with us?
I'm here.
Yeah, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second. Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're trying to get Magufuli's contribution to Tanzania and what would his legacy be like?
A lot of things, but I don't think we have enough time.
Yeah, can you raise your voice, please, Ayub? Ayub, can you hear us?
One free.
No, I think we're probably having it
difficult.
Yeah, we're having this telephone system, I think, and I thought we could get Ayub.
I know Ayub. I worked with him.
Yeah, you've worked with him. He's a very good Tanzanian journalist as well, and he's worked on Ben TV. He's worked on so many other areas.
We used to work many times in. We went together in Ethiopia as well.
Okay.
We've been together a lot.
Yeah, he's one of the proudest people I've ever met when it comes to Africa.
Yes.
He's very, very keen. Yeah. Ayub, can you still hear us? Ayub?
I can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Hear you.
Okay. Now we wanted you to contribute on Magufuli's legacy. What can we remember? What can his legacy be like?
Are we live now?
Yeah. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. You're live.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that the list is endless, but a few things that I could remember is free primary education,
a
booming economy, cultural and social emancipation for Tanzania.
Okay.
To mention but a few.
Okay. And you think the lady now, the Prime Minister, the current President, how do you see? Do you see her giving this continuity, or should we think things might change in Tanzania now? Ayub, can you hear me?
And I don't think that it will be a very good idea for her to continue whatever is there without her getting her thread out of the streets and say, this is who I am.
Okay.
So all I could say is that Tanzania is in safe hands.
Yeah.
She has been tested and proven.
Okay.
The issue that has been thrown in Tanzanian political flesh has been the issue of Muungano, the union between Tanganyika
and Zanzibar, yeah.
And because she comes from Zanzibar, I think that dampens the temperature.
Okay.
She has been in charge Minister of the Union before during Mrs Kikwete's time.
Yeah.
She has been the Vice President during Magufuli's time.
Yeah.
So I believe she has been probed and tested. But I can predict and say that I remember Margaret Thatcher was asked,
yeah,
what do you want to see with the new Commonwealth?
Okay.
And she answered, what is wrong with the old Commonwealth? So what I'm trying to say is that we won't be surprised if Mama Samia Suluhu Hassan comes up with her own brand of administration.
Yeah, yeah.
But there is no problem with the old brand of Magufuli.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So we don't expect much changes anyway. We don't expect, we'll probably get a new brand. And it could be a much more stronger brand than what Magufuli had.
She has already fired a shot in the air by dismissing the head of the Tanzania Ports Authority.
Yeah.
And that shows that she's a person of her own and she won't hesitate to deal with public fund investment.
Okay.
And people like that. So all I could say is the slogan Hapa Kazi too still continues.
Hapa Kazi. Slogan, what is that? Hapa Kazi?
Hapa Kazi too.
Hapa Kazi.
Yeah, slogan.
Yeah, it's a slogan. Yeah. In other words, let's move forward. Yeah, let's move forward. I'm also, the issue of human rights is something that I've always been trying to ask, because it has come up here in a number of Western places that this issue affected Magufuli, and it was also it's something that she's got to address if there is any money that is going to come from the West. The issue of gays and lesbians, and also the issue of people suffering from AIDS who are receiving a lot of money from the US and Britain. This issue affected Magufuli's government, and it's also going to, it's something that is coming up now. How do you see her handling this issue?
Now, I'm not going to put words in her mouth, but I would say, the slogan of one man's rebel is another person's freedom fighter.
Yeah.
So Magufuli might have had issues on the West, saying that he has human rights issues.
Yeah.
But maybe to his people, that was the best way to deal with the situation at hand, I presume.
Okay.
But I think it is just early days that Samia Suluhu Hassan has been in the seat of power, but the position of influence for just the last 1 or 2 weeks, maybe. So it is still early to judge.
Yeah, it's too early. Yeah, I agree.
Let's give her time and pray for her to do well, because Tanzania deserves better.
Yeah, of course. So, do you think the issue of human rights? What do you think?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
It means like if someone has an issue, when I come over, it means like maybe it's not gonna be the same thing. So things might change.
Yeah.
And as on 19th of March, she said, as you see in here, I'm a human, but I am your president.
Yeah.
Okay. So get that.
Yeah.
So that's very straightforward. Like I'm here, I'm in charge. It means I'm doing my job.
Of course.
Okay? So it means like don't judge me because I'm a woman. Okay, judge me because according to my work.
Yeah.
And as you see, it means like since she took over, she start to review.
Yeah.
Documents and stuff like that, and then she end up fire. You said Mr.
Kakoko,
he was fired.
Tanzania
Port Authority. So that it means it shows she's doing great.
Okay.
She follow and she know exactly. She pointed where should I go, and she did it.
Yeah. Now, Chama Cha Mapinduzi has been in power for over the years. But since elections, it's coming up to nearly 40, 50 years now.
54 years.
54 years.
Yes.
Now, the challenges have started coming up when these other small parties come up, because they were never there 20 years ago. But most of the people coming from joining those small parties are coming from Chama Cha Mapinduzi. Does that mean that there is some kind of infighting within the political party? Because we never used to hear this. It's the same thing like in South Africa. The ANC is now slowly having parties, people running out. Is there a power struggle going on in there?
I don't say it's struggle.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you are in the party, and then you find like, oh, I don't see this is right.
Yeah.
I might go out and form my own party or join other party and come up with a solution. It's fine.
Yeah.
But what kind of solution? Did it the success since they move out? No. Most of them, they went there and then they come back. And this is what happened. Because what they missed it, they know exactly, no matter where you go, it means you're not going to find a better party than
is it money? Is it money? But maybe they are not properly funded.
No, most of them, they are rich.
They got the money.
Like Luasa, he was very rich.
Oh yeah.
It means like he didn't need it, you know. But he might find like something maybe it's not right, or maybe I might do this better, you know. But he find out like no, those people there, you know, and he end up to come back.
Okay.
So it's not about money. It's not about what. Sometimes it's terms, maybe you know, thinking a negative way or something, but. It never helps.
It never helps. Ayub, are you still with us? Ayub?
Still with you.
Yeah, you're still with us. Now, the issue of this, Tunde, the man who Tundeso, the man, Tundeso, the man in Belgium, who went back, took part in the elections, he seems to be preaching a different story to the Western world. How do you see Shamia handling this man now? Because at least with the Magufuli, he knew where he was. He put him in the right place. Do you see her going slowly at some point with this fellow?
First of all, I should first put this correct to your viewers.
Yeah.
That Tundu Lissu is the leader of the opposition in Tanzania.
Yeah.
He fought for the presidency ticket on the ticket of the opposition.
Yeah.
It will be sad if he says something different from what he is saying now. Because he is from the opposition. And
the
opposition always oppose things.
Yeah.
But what might change is that, to me, it looks like there was bad blood between the late president and Mr. Tundu Lissu.
Okay.
Those two people's spirits maybe never worked together. Maybe with the change of atmosphere and environment, Tundu Lissu might change his position, or his circumstances might change, because the last video I saw online, he was saying, I'm coming home.
Yeah.
So this means that things are changing for the better, and this will help unite Tanzania and become one country.
Okay.
But you should not expect much from him other than opposition, because he's the leader of the opposition. He fought for president on the opposition ticket.
Yeah.
Opposition always opposed him.
Oh, obviously, they always do.
I'm not here to say whether they are right or wrong, but they have to keep the executive and government in check. There are a lot of things that Tundu Lissu has said that don't add up.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things he has said that add up and make sense, and the government has changed course.
Yeah.
So the issue here is that a government without opposition in a modern democracy won't be a very well functioning government, I presume.
We are looking at his legacy as the as Ayub says, and at the same time we're also looking at what is coming on next, and probably what the next challenge is going to be. Ayub, I think we have to let you go.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for having me.
All right then, yeah, okay, bye. Now, when we look at her legacy, we can't start looking at her legacy at the moment, but when we look at her future plans, now she's president of Tanzania. Yeah. There's a lot that she's got to take to handle. Yes. There's the Chinese, there is the East African community, the African Union, which is saying Tanzania hasn't contributed troops to Amazon or any other areas of Africa. Their contribution has to start coming in because they are looking at stable countries to say the issue of refugees is another one which has been coming up quite a lot. That Tanzania hasn't taken in what Uganda, for example, or Kenya and other countries are taking in refugees. These are issues which are on the ground that has to be addressed. How do you see her handling this? Because it's very critical, especially when you are with your neighbors and they're in trouble.
Well, what I say, it means it's been 2 weeks at the moment.
Yeah. We need to give her a break. Yeah.
We need to give her a break. We need to give her time.
Yeah.
But as we say, we're all behind her.
Yeah.
And as a CCM party, they are always behind their leader.
Yeah.
And they always stand together to build the Tanzania life.
Yeah.
So it means like, I'm not saying like she will do wrong. No, she will never do that. It means like she has to make sure like everything is on the plan.
Okay.
And she have a long-term plan.
Okay.
And I know exactly the plan. They have already planned it before.
Okay.
So it means now she review because she's the president. So she has to review. Maybe she needed to make a change, or maybe she think this is not for me, or this is what.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's very early.
It's very early. It's very early for us to start really.
But all we can say, we wish her, all the best.
Well, the thing is also to look at the journey ahead, because sometimes what comes at the ground determines where you're going. When you get it wrong at the beginning, I mean, this is why Tanzania.
You can see. First week, it means like she fired someone.
She fired someone.
Well, it means that's a very good start. And then she pointed in the public like, do you see me here? Okay, I'm a woman and I'm the president. Okay, this is very good. It means like to talk in front of public and to tell them like they have to know who you are.
And it's quite a big inspiration.
Yes, big inspiration.
It's a big inspiration to all the women.
Who you are. So obviously most of people, they're scared to say who they are.
Okay, now I've got quite a number of people here. I always want to interact with the viewers. Somebody called Salman Abbas, who says, good evening. So I'm watching you live in Qatar. Keep it up. He's in Qatar. John Desmond wants to contribute something. Haji Omari says, great show. Haji Omari again says, he's putting that out. He simply says, great show. Then Awin Kubek, this is an interesting name. I thought it doesn't sound like a Tanzanian name.
I know.
Chama cha Mapinduzi is the backbone of union of Tanzanian people, but change is always the best. Well, that's what he says. Well, keep your comments coming. The issue, obviously, of the party as a whole, because it's a key moment. Even when Nyerere left, he called the party the lion of Tanzania, and he was more or less looking at the strength of the party, and he gave the party that strength, the power, without all this constitution and so on. But he led from the front using that. Now that front is slowly coming down, because this is where the biggest problem is with Africa. Institutions become weaker, and the next thing we know is that individuals become powerful, because Magufuli was powerful as an individual, but is the institution of Chama cha Mapinduzi powerful?
Of course it's powerful. If it was not powerful, most of our member of parliament, they wouldn't be able there.
They wouldn't be in.
They wouldn't be in. It means like people, they choose them because of their party.
Yeah.
They wouldn't choose them because of who they are. They choose CCM.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who you are, as long as you're CCM.
Yep. The issue is the percentage which Chama cha Mapinduzi used to win the elections.
It was very low.
It was very high.
No, this time it was very high.
This time it was high.
Yes.
Yeah, but previously, because when the other parties started coming in, yeah.
I mean, that's what I say. It means before it was very low, but now they are very strong. It means in terms of like me, well, I remember 10 days before election, I was with Mama Salma.
Yeah.
It means I was there and I can see how do they do their campaign. They work hard, they go individual to people and they talk to them and they listen. You know, this is what people want.
Okay.
You know, it means like most of people, they never had the time to go to visit people and to talk to them.
Yeah.
But I know Mama Salma, she went there straightforward, she talked to them and she listened to them. And this is, she said, like, if you give me your problem, I will take it and I will come back with the answers. And this is what most of CCM does.
Okay.
It means like they go to their people and talk to them and listen to them, and then they take their word and they have to work on it.
Now, what else do you see? Because when we look, if we're moving away from the party now, and we're looking more at individuals, because within the individuals themselves, the struggles that was in there, you can easily tell who the next challenger is going to be as far as she's concerned. That's within the party itself, because there used to be that conflict between, I think Muhammad, somebody from the island, and someone else.
Well, what I say, it means like in the party.
Yeah.
Sometimes they look about your files.
Yeah. Look at where you've been.
No corruption, what you have done, what can you achieve, you know. Like in here, when you work, you know exactly, it means like if you give someone this job, we will do it.
Yeah.
This is what CCM does.
Yeah.
Sometimes you never expect. Like Magufuli when he was appointed. Like Mama Samia, the new president. When he was a vice president, no one knows.
No one knew her.
Yeah, no one.
Yeah.
You know, no one knew like who was going to be there.
Yeah.
And then suddenly she was appointed as a vice president. At that time, people they think like, why woman?
Exactly,
why is this?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But she worked hard.
Yeah.
And
But then I spoke to a diplomat who worked in Tanzania. He's now retired. Gibbs. His name is Robert Gibbs, and he was telling me that when he put her in that position as vice president, basically he had opposition. He had people within the party, 2 or 3 members in the party who were trying to become vice president.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, but because at the time he didn't really want to lose, he knew if he appointed the other one, he's going to make sure that one of them is annoyed. If he appoints this one, the other one. So because the 2 were vying for that place, he decided to take her. So she came in not as a favorite of him, but because he had no choice. He had to make a choice of really putting her there. And so the diplomats are saying, well, the thing is we're watching her balancing, and it was a balanced act. He didn't know he would die. Now he's gone. So he's left the party. Is that a major issue? Is that an issue at all? Or no, it's not an issue.
I wouldn't say that. It means like when you're accountant, when you do a balance sheet, you have to make sure everything is balanced. So it means like you can't choose a stronger candidate, and then the vice president is not strong. It wouldn't work. You understand? It means like, okay, you will win at Tanzania bara on this other side of Tanzania, and how about other side of Zanzibar? You're not going to win, because it means that people, they wouldn't appreciate or they wouldn't want that. You understand? So always it means you have to balance. Whatever you do, you have to balance, and this is what CCM did. They balanced. So Mama Samia was a balance. You wouldn't say like she was chosen as a mistake or maybe because of that. No, she was a balance, and that's a balance. It works.
I think when we see these things from the outside, we always we look at something from the outside, and then those who analyze the political situations usually come up with something. Someone else here is trying to say something. Again, his name is Awil Kiruben. So he says, Steve, I'm a Pan African believer and follow up to Tanzania. Also, I used to live there. Mungu
Magufuli.
I know you're saying Mungu abariki Africa.
Oh, okay.
Mungu abariki Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting character. Much as I admire what is going on in Tanzania, and when people from the same region, like I come from Uganda, and we're seeing the peace that has happened over the years in Tanzania, and we're saying, why are they getting it wrong and we're getting it right? Any advice on that? Because there's a lot going. Kenya is facing something now.
Okay.
Uganda is facing something now.
First of all, you know, African, we are struggling with the corruption.
Corruption, yeah.
So it means
that's the killer. That's the killer disease.
Kill. So it means like if you tackle corruption, it means everything will be fine.
Yeah.
So if Uganda or Kenya or Tanzania, if they're doing the same thing, tackle corruption, and everything will be fine.
Yeah. But what about the West? We can't simply tackle corruption on its own. We've also got to look at the West, because Magufuli challenged the Chinese. He challenged the EU as well. So when you're looking at it, you got to have an angle whereby you can't be pushed around, because when you maybe you're right, when you challenge corruption, and what all these people have to do is to bring in the money, because money becomes a weakness.
No, because in the Tanzania, it's only one part was leading.
Chama cha Mapinduzi.
Yes. So that was easy for them. Like if it was any corruption, they can go on and look the papers and say like, okay, like Magufuli. When he did, he said this is wrong. So he went to renegotiate some other contract.
Oh yeah, he did. He did. Several of them.
Several contract. He went to negotiate those contracts. Say like,
the Swiss companies.
This is wrong. You know what you're doing for us is wrong. So it means like we need to negotiate. Who did this? So whatever you did wrong, it means you are fired. And this is why it means it was easy for Tanzania, because it means it's only one part was leading. But in other countries, you see like this year, or 5 years or whatever, this this party, and next thing, the other, it means it's going to be very difficult to chase. But in Tanzania, it was easy to chase because you know exactly where to go. And that's why it was easy for us to do. So it means if they follow the same procedure, it means to look at all the contracts, all the negotiation, all those papers, it means behind it, it means they will find it something. And this, when they tackle the corruption, everything will be fine.
The level of education and youth in Tanzania, because this is one thing, Africa is facing the same thing. There is a huge youth population. Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, Zambia, everywhere there is a huge youth population, because better medical facilities have had a higher birth rate going on in Africa. Now, I'm trying to find out from the point of view that how is unemployment being tackled in Tanzania now? Because this is one area he was trying to tackle.
Well, to be honest, to tackle,
you wouldn't,
it's going to be very hard.
It's very, very hard.
What he did, which obviously it was easy, it means in the secondary school, people, they used to pay fees.
It's free education now.
Now it's a free education. So that somehow it release for the poor people, So somehow it means like now you don't need to pay fees. Or he make it easier for people who go into university, and they are alone, and so this is the kind of things like as a president, when you look into, you help the poor people. So that it means like most of people are they educated, it means it's easy to find a job. It's not going to be easy, but somehow
the jobs need to be created.
Yes, that's what I said. You have to be, you have to be creative. So it means it's not going to be the job come up to you. So you have to find it.
So you as an individual have got to find it, but not the government trying to create the opportunities.
Government to create opportunity need a long-term plan. Which is obviously they started, but it has to be slow at the moment. But I know exactly the new president, Mama Samia, will try to improve into that.
Okay. Great show. I always come back to this one. Again, Salama to panel and presenter Stephen Asante. Asante. So someone says here. Well, I like the comments that are coming up, and do keep them coming if you're with us. the next Vice President of Tanzania? It's a $1 million question now for that.
Wow. It's very hard. That's what I say.
When you're looking
was
at
appointed,
them,
I think today or yesterday.
I haven't seen that. Yeah.
So that it means it's very hard to talk about.
It's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, that's very hard.
Yeah.
It means like you wouldn't know exactly what he's going to do.
Do you see her probably thinking in terms of having a woman as the vice president as well?
Not really, because it means like you have a woman, so it means like it wouldn't make a very good combination between two women at the same time.
No, it's a woman's world at the moment.
I know there's some changing in the government, most of people, most of the women, they are handling things. Yeah. And I saw on the social media this video, it kept very popular. Someone asked, "Are there any men in here?" Yeah. So it was like a joke. Now we are in charge, so there's any men in here. So all the men, they're running away. So
it was quite interesting to hear what she has to say, really, and on an international scale, there is a waiting game, as you say. She's just come in, and there's a lot of waiting game, and the fact that she's within the East African region that has pushed President Museveni of Uganda was trying to appoint a woman. We have already had one woman vice president, but was trying to get, I think, the Speaker of Parliament. And Kenyans are trying as well to see that that brings in something. Now, when it comes to the cultures, because cultures usually have us into a certain level, it bonds us. Now, I've been looking at the non-government organizations and other non-government organizations, other private organizations in Tanzania, and the constant fights left and right over the human rights issue, as I said, and also on the women's rights issue. These are things which, for a very, very long time, don't come out in a public domain. Do you think her presence will bring them out? The fact that she's the president?
Well, of course, as a woman, if I'm a man and there's things which we are struggling, of course, I will try to see what can we do.
Because Magufuli tried it once. He had some complaints which were coming in from the women, and then he made a comment at some point, and he was addressing the whole issue to go back to the cultures and something like that. But he didn't go deep into that, and it somehow didn't give him such a good newspaper reading and other way. Yeah.
Well, women issues always sensitive, so you have to be very careful when you talk about it. Yeah. Especially, it means anything to do with a woman is very sensitive.
Yeah, because living in an African-dominated society, in a male-dominated society, there is that element of how do we tackle this, not just in Tanzania, but in the whole of Africa as a whole. How do we tackle this issue of, do we go back to our cultures and start something from there? The education level should be, we tackle this from the cultural level, and then we educate, and then we move into the education as a system.
Before, even to educate a woman, it was very hard.
Yeah,
It was very difficult for them to go to school. When they reach a certain age, people, they say no, you're not supposed to go to school anymore. Stay at home waiting to get married. Yeah. But things change slowly.
Of course,
Things change slowly, and people, they see as a woman, they can do something. As we see now, we have a first president, a woman in East Africa, which is obviously very achievement for all East Africans. So we have to
accept that. Yeah. Now, other than corruption, what else do you think can be a big issue that can be tackled, not just by Tanzania, but the rest of Africa? Because this is, when I get a journalist, I always want to see where the people who observe things quite a lot.
Yeah, of course, it means like infrastructures. Most of African, when you go there, it means people, they don't want to invest because you have a very poor infrastructure. So, but especially in Tanzania at the moment, they are trying so hard, because it was very hard to reach from one point
to another. Yeah, yeah.
It means it might take an hour, which is obviously when it comes at night, it will take about 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Those kind of things, it means the road, it's very narrow, since, we never build anything since white people like this.
No, but look at it this way. Look at it this way. The whole issue of investment.
Yeah.
When the Chinese come, when the Americans, whatever, the British come, the investment means we are losing a lot of money. Why can't we do that? Why can't this investment, because Magufuli mentioned this, this investment be done by our own people, with our own banks, and ensure that whatever investment we have remains in Africa?
Yes, I want to do that, but where are you going to get money from?
Where do you get it? You get it from our banks.
No, this is a problem. This is Africa. People that don't want to issue a lot of money, they're thinking like, if I do, it means like on that, especially like most of the bank people, they need a commission, they need this, they need this. It means it's very hard for them to say like, okay, we're going to borrow this certain amount of money, because sometimes investment they need the billions.
Yeah, well, you start with the small. You don't really need to invest with. I mean, I can see what he did. He managed to do quite a lot of things in Tanzania with the money. For example, the money that came out from the Swiss bank, the investment
this is
money.
The government, not individual. You're talking about investment or individual. A government, of course, they can try. It means to do something and to borrow some money and to invest on something, but it means like it's going to be very hard for them, But other people, they need to invest. Other people, they see opportunity, they look into that, and then they invest, which obviously sometimes it works. You know why? Because this contract in between them, you negotiate in quite a certain way. You know exactly your benefit. Okay. But most of this contract has been done before.
There's very little you can do about that. No, why I was saying, why I'm looking at more for African investment is the fact that if money is given by the banks to the individuals who can, and that money comes back, it comes back to the banks, because this is where the biggest problem has always been in Africa. Even when our own banks have got the money, they don't want to invest in our own people. You see, that's an issue even Mwalimu tried to challenge a long time ago in Tanzania.
This is the mentality of Africans. When you have money first, you need the car, you need the wife, you need the this. This is the problem. It's not what they know. It means like, this is the mentality. When you have money, you don't think about this money, I need to invest it. No, first you need to show up. You show off like what you can have. You buy things you can't. You understand?
You can't even afford.
This is bad. That's why people they're scared. But most of people who come to invest, they're very serious in their business. They know exactly what they want, and they pointing into that.
The right direction. But the role of that's where the role of the government comes in. We educate the people on investment, and I think this is where so that it's not just that someone has to work for the government. It's someone has to work elsewhere in another field. There has to be a way in which that person can be persuaded. Whatever money you're working for, you can invest it into something else, to begin a business or something like that.
Of course, we can start that slowly, but it will take a time. Trust me, it will take a time. People, to get that mentality, like if I have the money, what do I need to do? Even when you get a loan to do your own business, other people, when they get the money,
they go into something else.
I saw it. Most of people in Tanzania, they are struggling with the bank. They lose their houses because the bank, they say, if we're gonna give you this money, it means like you have to have investment. You have to give us something you can hold into that. So your house, and then after that, it means people, they don't want to pay. So they lose their houses. So think, you're losing your house. What did you do with the money? That's the thing. So think about individually. You lose your house for what? Sometimes that's why it's very, that mentality we need to learn first.
Now, I want to bring you back to a personal question, which is to do with the working with Mrs Kikwete. How was it like? I mean, you're following the vice president around. You're following the president's wife around. You're taking pictures. You're seeing how you practically. How did you end up not going in politics? You could have ended up being an MP in Tanzania. It's a good.
Well, obviously. I don't really like politics.
Yeah, you don't like politics.
I don't like.
No, I wish I could be in your shoes, man.
I know.
I could be the next president of that. She could have persuaded you to join politics and become a member of parliament.
She is very good, Mama Salma, and she teach me a lot. I learn a lot from her. Because the way she work. You know, she always appreciate people who work behind it. And always like when she finished it, we come
sit down with you all
together and we see what went wrong, what can we improve, and that. So that's the kind of things like you want someone to be. Like it means it's not like now I'm a member of parliament. That's it. We're done. No, she didn't do that. So when we finished that. And then we sit down, we see like, okay, people will choose us. Why? You know, what we need to do.
How can we improve on this?
What can we improve? Then we promised A, B, C, D. And can we do this? Because it means in the term, like we have 5 years. So how the next 5 years? You know? So Mama Salma, she was very, very good to me.
Okay, that's interesting in the sense that I'm trying to see you could have been drawn into the political cycle because most of the people now that I've seen that have gone into politics have had an early introduction into it with the people who are already in there.
You see, because it means like when I was with her, she introduced me to a lot of people. Because it means like when you meet, like this is my photographer, you know, this is you know, so you talk to them, you had the time, like, you know, we say we mingle, you know, just like that. It's normal. But sometimes you're thinking like, is it for me or
is
not?
it worth it? Is it worth it joining there?
And most of the time I like to work behind.
You don't want to be at the front.
I don't want to be at the front. I want to work behind it. I like to work behind it. I prefer working behind it. It's good.
So you could have foreseen, Shamia, you've worked, you came close to her as well, so you probably
I was there in the parliament, and it was like maybe 5 or 4 of us. Only we allowed into front line. Which I had that chance. I was one of them, so it means like I can talk to them. I can, and whatever Mama Salma want to do, she can call me, and then I can see and I can explain like, okay, I need you to be there, or you can do this. I want you to be there. You know, that's the kind of thing. So I had the chance to see them. And I had to see Mama Samia's daughter as well. When I met her, we talk, you know. So that was great.
It's interesting. It's interesting to get this from you, and because within the political cycles, it's sometimes very difficult to meet people who are coming closer to the people who are actually there and watching the scenes of changes of power, changes, especially with.
I know, but it means like since I worked with Ayub as well, we met a lot of people, most of the African presidents, and especially like when I used to work at the Younger TV, I met most of the presidents. I talked to them, you know. But sometimes you're thinking like, what you prefer to do.
Okay, we're coming towards the end of the program, and I just want to say one of the last. Maybe something lastly that when you're looking at, because now we're looking at Tanzania, we're looking at her future tomorrow. We've already discussed the legacy of Magufuli, but the presence is her and the future. How do you see everything ending?
Well,
do you think if she goes the way she's gone, she could win the next election?
Of course.
She will.
I have no doubt on that. She will win because it means, first of all, people that will trust.
The trust her.
That's what she's trying to build a trust, which obviously now she in a few days ago. When he fired Tanzanian Port Authority, the manager.
Boss,
So that means like people, they're thinking like, oh, she can do this.
Of course,
you know. So whatever doubt, it means like I will take away the doubt. So it means I hope. You
hope she'll do the best.
She will do the best.
Okay.
I wish her all the best anyway.
Well, I do hope she will do a very good job. I just want to say thank you very, very much. for being with us on today's program, and I do hope that we'll be together again next week for another edition of Africa Speaks. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.